Berlin, April, 1945. The city is burning. Soviet artillery pounds the streets, and deep beneath the ruins, Adolf Hitler sits inside his concrete bunker, planning armies that no longer exist, giving orders to generals who are already dead, and waiting for a victory that will never come. What really happened in those final days underground, and what secrets were sealed behind those bunker walls? Today we take you inside the final hours of the Third Reich. By late April 1945, Berlin was a city already dead. Buildings flattened, civilians starving, entire districts swallowed by fire. The Soviets had encircled the capital. Every hour the Red Army pushed closer. Hitler refused to leave. He insisted he would remain in Berlin and, fall in the capital of the Reich. The Führerbunker was a maze of cramped concrete rooms, a conference room, a map room, a tiny bedroom for Hitler, narrow hallways with recycled air, and constant vibration from Soviet artillery. Witnesses described the atmosphere as a tomb for the living. Hitler was no longer the dictator who once held Europe hostage. He was frail, shaking, paranoid, and convinced secret armies would save him. Inside the bunker were the last survivors of the Nazi leadership, Eva Braun, who refused to leave his side, Joseph and Magda Goebbels, generals, like Krebs and Bergdorf, secretaries, doctors, and messengers, and SS guards, still blindly loyal. Food was nearly gone. Hope was gone. But, propaganda continued, as if the war could still be won. Even as Soviet soldiers reached the Chancellery Gardens, Hitler, planned a so-called counterattack led by divisions that, honestly, existed only on paper. On April 29th, Hitler married Eva Braun in a small midnight ceremony. And then, just hours later, he dictated his final will, blaming everyone except himself for the war's destruction. By the afternoon of April 30th, the truth was undeniable. Berlin was finished. At around 3:30 in the afternoon, Hitler and Eva retreated to his private room. Eva took cyanide, and Hitler shot himself. Their bodies were carried outside, doused in fuel, and burned as the bunker group saluted the dictator whose empire had fallen. When Soviet troops finally stormed the bunker area, they found chaos, abandoned rooms, smashed furniture, burned corpses, and half-buried entrances. Goebbels killed himself the next day after poisoning his 6 children. Other officers attempted to escape, but most were captured or killed. The bunker was later sealed, flooded, buried, and eventually covered by modern Berlin. Today, nothing marks the place where Hitler spent his final days except a small informational sign. No monument, no memorial. The Führerbunker stands as one of history's darkest symbols, proof that even the most powerful empires can collapse from fear, delusion, and denial. The last days of Berlin were not just the end of a war, they were the final moments of a world consumed by hatred and destruction. If you want more untold World War II history, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave your suggestions below.